Yo.
Joe Alioto, how are you, buddy?
Got the second time. Let's go. Second's the best. AIAM, Chris and Joe. Let's go.
Yes.
Chris,
Welcome.
Can I kick this one off? I have a question for Joe.
Heck yes, you can.
Oh, question. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a really important question for you, Joe. So, Joe, I was at a restaurant the other day. It'll remain nameless. Okay, I'm not going to name the restaurant. And I was served a new food type for me. Okay, brand new food. It was an onion, right? But it was as if the onion was a flower that had opened in springtime and
sounds beautiful.
I don't have the word for what it did.
It
never
opened?
seen a food like it was.
It spread.
Yes, it was
like a flower. Maybe it was
like a flower.
opening or blooming, perhaps.
Oh,
all I did was take a picture of it because I didn't get a name for it. I've never seen anything like it. I want to make it at home. Any way that I can search for a food like this.
That's exactly what we're chatting about today. That is a crazy coincidence.
Wow. That's amazing.
How we can do that.
So give us the highlights. What are we going to be talking today? We're going to be talking also about Mom's Chicken somehow.
Yeah, we're gonna be talking about Mom's Chicken. Let me just kind of put it up because it might get your taste buds flowing, I guess. So today what we're talking about is how you can take an image using like vector search to take an image or text and transcribe that into kind of meaning. Because what launched, what was it, yesterday? 2 days ago? What is it? Yeah, 2 days ago, DynamoDB, which is a database we offer that is amazing with speed, scale, and serverless. We'll talk a little bit more about that. Launched vector search, where you can store your vectors in your database next to your operational data and be able to query those and get some cool insights into your data and applications. But let me kind of tell you the story of what's going on. And so, I had a close friend of mine that had that same question, right? He was like, man, he's like, I love my mom's chicken. Like, she won't make it. I kind of got in some trouble. And so like, we got in an argument. She won't make the chicken, but I want the chicken, man. The chicken's like, that was my go-to. That's my home food. He's like, can you help me? I'm like, well,
there's complex recipes with these chickens. There's spices that I've heard. I'm going to throw out a number, 11.
There may be, but they're not just spices. They're also herbs, apparently. So
that's true.
So
that's true. There are many. That's plethora, one would say, of those.
Wanted to make the chicken, but just had a picture, right?
Yeah, and that's a complicated thing. So they had a picture, right? And they came to me. It's like, dude, that's all I got. Can you help me? And I'm like, I got you, right? And so he sent me this picture, and so I'm like, hey, man, I know a site we can go to, right? This site we have here, this Dynabyte, right? This is a semantic recipe search where we're using Amazon DynamoDB to search through these different recipes. I'm like, hey, buddy, like, just send me your picture. Right. And so I was like, he's like, all right, well, let me go to the search. I'm going to search by image. I'm going to come over, grab that little image, and I'm going to just drop your image into this recipe box. And I'm going to just search for the top K, basically means how many results. So I just want to see 6, right? I just want to see 6. So I'm going to search it. Let's see what I get.
Mm-hmm.
And also an update from chat as well.
There we go.
The name that I've seen so far for that onion that opens like a flower in springtime so far, Vegetable Explosion, which is also the name of my band. It's wild that they got
fantastic
that.
Amazing. Vegetable Explosion.
We do not have exactly any sound effects queued for that, but there we go. All right, so more fried chicken,
right? Like, and now I can look at the picture and be like, which one looks like this picture? Because that one's probably going to be pretty close to what I want for the fried chicken. So I'm like, all right, I got this Miss Oro's fried chicken. This kefir battered one actually looks pretty similar. So I'd be able to kind of click that and get the recipe and try it out. Like, maybe it'll get close. Maybe I can use that to kind of get that extra thing she may put in, but it might be really close.
So Joe, I'm familiar with Dynamo deeply. I love Dynamo.
Yeah.
Probably my favorite database, although, how to pick a favorite database, it's impossible, but it's up there for me. Top 3 at least.
Yeah.
Not number 1. I'm familiar with Dynamo from its key value usage, right? So
yes.
I put in data that has a unique key and I retrieve it by that key.
Yeah.
But you're telling me now that like I can take an image like this, turn it into vectors, which we'll talk about. That's not the part of Dynamo yet. But I can then store the data that I've created from this image in vectors in Dynamo now.
Yes.
And query it directly as vectors, not just the key value.
That's correct. Yeah. So I guess let's take a look at the ingredients of what we built here, right? And maybe we can kind of understand how that works better. So overall, right, we have our application here, and the user comes in, and our front end, and our APIs, and we get to our back end that's DynamoDB, which now has that vector search, right? As a part of this, when we upload that image, we create those embeddings, and for this, we're using, because it's an image, we're using Titan image embed v1, right? Okay. Which is going to take that image and it's going to change it from an image into a bunch of vectors, a bunch of like floating numbers, like 0 point number with a bunch of different dimensions. Like this is set for 1024 dimensions. I only see in 3 dimensions. So like trying to understand what that looks like is like wild to me, right? Can you see in more than 3 dimensions?
I can, yes.
Well, what time is it? I mean, to be very clear about this, you're talking about then being able to go and search for something in many more dimensions across many different vertices versus something just like keywords, right? So why is that more powerful than just searching for, for an image or just using a keyword?
Absolutely, because this enables you to be able to search by meaning, right? Not just saying chicken and get chicken, which could be a lot of things. It could be baked chicken, it could be fried chicken, it could be chicken in the stew, right? In this example, you can take an actual thing and say, what looks just like this? What matches like the meaning that you're intending, right? It's a little bit more powerful than just a direct keyword that it's like this keyword and this keyword. And if you miss something, it might not capture all of the details you're trying to express. And that's something that semantic search makes it a lot.
Yeah, like, I would also say too, I mean, using keywords, right, is language is fuzzy, right? Yes. So somebody may say crispy chicken versus fried chicken, right, versus southern chicken, right? And be all talking about the same thing, but not having any context for those things makes the retrieval, accurate retrieval, that much more complex.
Absolutely. So would you like to see how we can kind of create some of those vectors? And how we can search for them.
Yes.
Yeah, like absolutely. How does it get stored in DynamoDB?
So let me skip over here. We're gonna switch it up. And so you store it just like you would store any other like attribute, any other object, the item you put in there just by a put it, like do the put object or the put item, into the table. And you would just put it into the field, and we'll kind of see what that looks like as we go through this. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the embeddings, this demo one. I'm not going to go through all of what this does as a part of like our time and everything, but it's going to take the chicken image and we're going to get the embeddings for it. So
I want to stop it just for a second, Joe, because you said something really important that maybe the audience didn't follow along. I just want to make sure they did, because it's one of my favorite things about Dynamo. It's why I love Dynamo so much.
Yeah.
You can just put data into the database. You don't have to manage database connections. It's all behind an API. You use the API. So it's the same for the vector query and vector.
Yes, it's absolutely the same. The thing that's new, that's really new, it's not that you can store the vectors. That's not the new part. The new part is you can now create an index for those vectors to do the vector search on the index, so those return quickly. You could always kind of store that data in a list format in DynamoDB. And I think like I'll spend 10 seconds here. Why is DynamoDB like such a great database? It's built for speed, like at any scale. Like single millisecond responses at any scale that you grow to, right? And it's serverless to where you don't have to manage database connections. You don't have to, you just have an endpoint you point it to. It scales for you based on how your table's built.
Joe, I want to call out 2 things from chat as well. Number 1, you have awoken Jeff Barr with the talk of chicken. Jeff is going off in chat. Number 2,
yes.
Like I love that you can query the vectors directly now, like with the same Dynamo. It's incredible. So we're also seeing from chat, we're just progressing dimensionally through chickens. We started a 7-dimensional chicken. We're now at an 8-dimensional chicken.
Yes. Look, I've already hit the cough button twice because my stomach literally growled, and I was like, "What the heck is going on?" But to bring you back to that previous point, so DynamoDB's native vector search, right, which is now GA. Right?
It is GA as of 2 days ago, and it's GA in all commercial regions and GovCloud. If DynamoDB existed there, it's available to you.
Wow.
Amazing. And as Aim was saying too, right, you can store those embeddings alongside, right, your existing data. You run semantic search at any scale, with a millisecond latency, right?
Yeah, single digit millisecond latency.
Amazing.
Right? Not 100 milliseconds, but like less than 10.
That's
awesome.
Cool. That's cool, Joe. What else do you want to show us? We're very limited on time.
Cool. I'm gonna show you two things, right? Or like three things, and I'll do it quick. So I'm embedding this image. This is what it's the chicken image we had, right? The model. This is what the vectors look like, right? There's all 1024. That's a lot of vectors, right? It's just numbers. That's what it looks like. And then let me
just like that's all we are too. We're just numbers.
We're numbers. And
inside my body, it's just
in
numbers.
this cosmic symphony. That's what we are. Right?
I'm sorry, I'm a bot, so I literally am just numbers.
You are numbers, and this is your recipe platform, right? Like, come on.
Yes.
And so this is where we're querying, right? And this is what it looks like when I do the query. I do this search vectors, and I give it table name, index name, these other specific attributes to pass to it. And this is where I get those same 6 entries that you see here that are the same as what we were seeing before, which I don't have up at the moment, that responded to those. And one last thing that I'll show is like, let's kind of see it in the console, and I'll go very quick.
Yes.
So I'm going to go to Explore Table. I'm going to the table. If you do queries in here, you can do that search. I'm going to just pull up. I saved the embedding so I wouldn't have to grab it again. Let me come back over here. I'm going to put those embeddings in here, choose the vector. I'm going to choose 6. And then I'm going to say I want it by food. And when I do the run, you'll see there's my vectors. What does it look like? Right? If I look at the vectors, it's just all of those numbers. There's 10,024. You don't need to see more. But it's just stored as numbers and different values in my embedding I defined. And that is what it is. So ready today, everywhere you're at, you can use this today and start storing those with your operational data. And you're good to go.
There you go, Joe. I love it.
Amazing. What a delicious segment, I have to say.
Yeah, we really look, Joe. You really cooked. Okay,
that's right. You did.
You were not cooked. I want to be clear. You were not cooked.
That's right.
Well, I was not cooked, but this session was. No.
And then, where can our viewers find out more information?
Absolutely. We have a launch blog. We have documentation pages. We got all kinds of links that we can send to you that you can go visit, learn how to get some hands-on, and start checking it out. So thank you all for having me.
Hey, thanks for watching the whole clip. Be sure to check out the link in the description to learn more. And if you like what you saw, tune into the Cloud Report live every other Friday on Twitch or right here on YouTube.